Hey, how are you? Oh, it looks like we've got a slight delay on the. There we go. Hi, how's it going? Um, gonna wait for a second here for our. Oh, maybe we don't have anyone joining us today. That's okay. Today is Monday. Nope, I'm sorry, it's Saturday. It feels like Monday because of my first day back to work after Christmas. Um, It is Saturday, December 27th, 2020. It's 12:03 a.m. So I guess it's Sunday, December 27th, 12:03 a.m. But I just got done with Saturday night, December 26th. I just got home from California Pizza Kitchen at work. And um, yeah. So my name's Jared Earl Casey. And let's see. Today was kind of a difficult day, I think. I stayed in bed. I just kind of laid in bed depressed all day. Not all day, but probably till about 9 a.m. And then I got up and spoke to my mom on Google Duo and headed to the gym. And then came back and went to work. So work was okay. I It's hard because I just left the temp job and now this job isn't really going super well. But I think that hopefully with 2021 things will start to improve. I've brought some stuff up with a couple of my bosses about just my coworkers. What a strange camera this is, isn't it? um, there we go. That's probably better. So, a couple of my coworkers they just have really vulgar language and stuff like that. But it's hard because it's restaurants. That's what you hear. It's restaurants, or oh, it's they're speaking in Spanish, or um, you know, the management is a little kind of absentee. So, and I'm just trying to pick my battles right now because there's just so much going on. Um, but I have brought it up with a couple of the managers, and I'm hoping that'll help. And so, anyways, that was my day today. And I work again tomorrow. So normally I'd be up at my parents' tonight, but since I work tomorrow, I'm here at the apartment and I'm tired. So, yeah, I guess I'm just trying to hope for the best to close out the year. I did call. It's so I think it sounds stupid, but um, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is also. I know they had a name request a little while back saying, we're also the Church of Jesus Christ. We don't want to be called the Mormon Church anymore. Don't call us Mormons. Call us Latter-day Saints. This whole thing. So, before I used to go to if you went to churchofjesuschrist.org, it would redirect you to LDS.org. Well, I went to go see if I could call the bishop, and I went to LDS.org, and it redirected to churchofjesuschrist.org, and I thought, "Oh, that's weird. It's supposed to go the other way." But um, so I was on the website, and it just looked really differently formatted, and there was a video on there that was kind of clipped. I thought, "Is this a counterfeit website for the LDS church?" So I went to look up the bishop's phone number, and I thought, I don't know if this is actually going to the bishop because I don't trust this website. So I didn't do it. I didn't call him. I thought, well, when everything goes back to normal, because everything's getting all weird in the world too. It's just, you know, everything's just all happening at once. So I thought, when everything gets back to normal, and if the website starts looking more normal, I'll give him a call. But today, I thought I've been kept hearing, you need to call your bishop. You need to call your bishop. I'm like, I don't have a bishop, but I know there's one in the ward, and so I looked him up today. The website it's still redirected to churchofjesuschrist.org, um, and I my nose is like, boop. I I just left him a message. I didn't, and he hasn't called back. So we'll see. I think I'm just gonna tell him, hey. So I got this awakening awareness, and I don't know what to do. I don't know who to talk to about it. I hear things, and I'd like to know if what what they are, and what if there's any resources they have. So we'll see. I don't know. And of course, I've been thinking a lot about joining the church, but I don't feel abandoned by the church because I was never, I mean, that I'm aware of, a member of the church, but I I love them all very much. And I keep thinking about President Nelson, and I pray he's doing well. And hi. I just don't know where my place is anymore. I'm pretty much temple worthy now, but and I'm getting old. I don't think I don't know. I'm still, you know, someone still out there might want to spend their whole life with me. But so I keep wanting to hold on to that hope. That's a big hope I had for myself in this life. And I just don't know where that puts me. But I keep hearing in my head, you gotta join the church, you gotta join the church. I'm like, I don't have to. Uh, I mean, it would be really nice, but I would also like to spend my life with someone. you know. But yeah. Anyways, so that's kind of all going on in my head. So I'm like, work, I talked to my boss, Elisa, and I said, do you think everything's gonna get better? Just like with life. She's like, you know what? After this week, starting 2021, it's gonna all get better. I'm like, okay, cool. That's good. Because it's crazy. And I have all these people in my mind saying that I'm downstairs, that I got kicked, like, down while I was down. Um, and, that I'm awakening correctly, so they're, like, trying to correct my life. So I'm like, "Okay, well, I feel like I've corrected a lot." I mean, but they keep making a big deal about my financials. I'm like, "Okay, well, just keep trying to make money and pay my bills." But I'm making money and paying my bills, um, and that I'm not good looking enough, um, that they'd rather have somebody else tell my story that's better looking. Oh, but ow, don't bite me. She's biting me. Oh, sorry. Um, but I don't know if that's just them just trying to scare me or, um, some of them say that I don't have much longer to live. But I'm hoping I still have 30 to 40 more years to live because I've got a lot to give. Just love. Right now, it's just kind of a difficult time for me. I'm not struggling with substance use or anything like that. It's just a, a changing, transitioning, developing world. And, a lot of the lives that are supported by that world are changing and transforming and and expanding, and I'm one of them, and that takes I want my posture to look better. There we go. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't even know what to say anymore. I feel like I'm just beat down. Although I know I'm very blessed too, and I'm very grateful for that. I I just want to be there for people more, and I don't even know how to do that right now because I try, but it's like I don't know what language they're speaking, you know? And I'm like, Will anyone ever talk to me about being psychic? That would be really helpful because I don't know what to do." I get these people, they're like, "You need to do this," and I'm like, "What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean?" Okay, well, if I do that, like, what do I do then? Or why would I do that? Or and they get so frustrated with me. I'm like, "I just need someone to explain it all to me. I just don't understand." They're like, "You either get it or you don't." I'm like, "Okay, right. So I don't. So help me get it." "You either get it or you don't." I'm like, "I just told you I don't get it. So help me get it." I need help. I need help understanding how to be a psychic. I just don't. I read a book. I'm like, "Nope, nope." I need to know what's going on and how to communicate, and, like, when you say certain things, I need to know, like, what you even mean. Especially 'cause then, the other half the time, they're just like, "You need to join the church." "I wish you were a Republican." I'm like, "Okay, great. Well, you could probably have some loftier wishes if you're gonna be wishing." Um, it's just, like, the craziest things. But let's see, we've got here oh, we read this one up in Ogden. Okay, so chapter 13 is the guiltless world. If you did not feel guilty, you could not attack, for condemnation is the root of attack. It is the judgment of one mind by another, as unworthy of love and deserving of punishment. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to talk about my Christmas. So last night I didn't I didn't do one of these. And this is off my new laptop here. So you'll notice the camera is a little better. So I'm thrilled about that. Um and Christmas was good. Christmas was good. We I woke up early and I woke up my mom. Uh, I was doing dishes. I was like, well, I guess I'm up. So started cleaning. I did some dishes and they were clanking together and woke her up and kind of, she was kind of cranky when she first woke up. But we got through the morning and we exchanged gifts and that was a really powerful time for me. I was crying. It was just so beautiful. Um, and I felt so bad. I bought Deb and Rachel and my dad and Amberly or Amber. She wants to go by Amber now. Amber gifts, but my mom and my little brother, I had lost my job at uh, well the assignment was ended at the temp agency, and um, I was like, "Oh my gosh, well, I guess I've got whatever gifts I've got. I'm gonna need, I'm not having this income anymore, so I'm gonna need to save the rest of my money for rent and that sort of thing." So I just didn't buy any more gifts. And then while I was sitting there, I thought, well, leading up to just going up there, I was like, I feel like I should go get my mom a gift. What was I thinking? I had a list written down of possibilities, and I just got halfway through it, and then I lost that job. So I feel really stupid and terrible. So I'm gonna try and get her something here in the next week or so, even though I shouldn't spend the money, but who cares? She's worth all the money in the world. She's so amazing. So, anyways, so Christmas, and then later, my dad started watching Stargate SG-1, and I could like hear people screaming on it and stuff. I'm like, oh, I hate that. Watch something with the Christmas spirit. So I had to get up and go for a walk. I didn't want to be around it, and my mom and I were kind of having trouble communicating sometimes, and then she drove me home, and I Alden called her right when we got to the apartment. I was like, "I don't want you to take that call in here. You need to go." And that was kinda awkward too. So, it was difficult. But overall, it was still a really good Christmas Day because we had that good time together, and it was perfect. I just wish that could stay all the time, just all day long. Just being happy, being together. And that's what I want for my family. So, anyways, and sorry about the Republican thing. You can be a Republican and they're great people. I know so many amazing Republicans. I just hate when they're like, "You're not a Republican, so you're awful." I'm like, it's not true. Democrats are actually pretty great, and Republicans are pretty great. We're just Americans, right? And that's great. But I just get so mad when they tell me, "Oh, we don't like you because you're not a Republican." I'm like, "Oh, or you should have been a Republican, so we're gonna throw you away." It's like, "Oh, okay." Or you promised you'd be a Republican, so now you're gonna go to hell. I'm like, "Oh, not okay." Anyways, I'm like, you know, yeah. Anyways, I could talk more on that, but I should be more positive and Sorry, this is, like, not my best day, I'm so tired, it's 12:22. So, if you do not feel guilty, you cannot attack, for condemnation is the root of attack. It is the judgment of one mind by another as unworthy of love and deserving of punishment. But herein lies the split, for the mind that judges perceives itself as separate from the mind being judged, believing that by punishing another, it will escape punishment. All this is but the delusional attempt of the mind to deny itself and escape the penalty of denial. It is not an attempt to relinquish denial, but to hold on to it, for it is guilt that has obscured the Father to you, and it is guilt that has driven you insane. The acceptance of guilt into the mind of God's Son was the beginning of the separation. So I think right here when he's saying guilt, he's not saying culpitude. He's saying just the feeling of guilt, right? And we can all feel guilty over so many different things, not being good enough or being too stupid or just making dumb mistakes or being selfish. We can feel guilty and we can project that guilt onto one another because we don't want to face it. And that can be destructive. So that's what he's talking about here. For it is guilt that has obscured the Father to you, and it is guilt that has driven you insane. The acceptance of guilt into the mind of God's Son was the beginning of the separation, as the acceptance of the atonement is made mad. But is its end. I skipped a line. So the acceptance of guilt into the mind of God's Son was the beginning of the separation, as the acceptance of the atonement is its end. The world you see is the delusional system of those made mad by guilt. Look carefully at this world, and you will realize that this is so, for this world is a symbol of punishment, and all the laws that seem to govern it are the laws of death. Children are born into it through pain and in pain. Their growth is attended by suffering, and they learn of sorrow and separation and death. Their minds seem to be trapped in their brain, and its powers to decline if their bodies are hurt. They seem to love, yet they desert and are deserted. They appear to lose what they love, perhaps the most insane belief of all. And their bodies wither and gasp and are laid in the ground and are no more. Not one of them has thought that God is cruel. Not one of them, but has thought that God is cruel. If this were the real world, God would be cruel, for no father could subject his children to this as the price of salvation and be loving. Love does not kill to save. If it did, attack would be salvation, and this is the ego's interpretation, not God's. Only the world of guilt could demand this, for only the guilty could